Good morning. Today we're going to be looking at motifs that are developed in Chapter 4 of Mice and Men. As we know, a motif is an idea, concept, object, or symbol that repeats itself throughout the text. Usually, motifs build towards a theme, but sometimes it's just something that the author is trying to call attention to. In this chapter, we have the development of three motifs: loneliness, broken dreams, and inequality. We're going to start with a discussion about loneliness. Loneliness is first established with the description in Crooks's room of all of the books and magazines. It's very clear that he has so much time to read because he's isolated and alone. He even goes on to say to Lenny, "Books ain't no good. A guy needs someone to be near him." Crooks is lonely in his room, and although outwardly he acts as though he wants privacy, he is happy that everyone's coming in. Let's remember that this is the first time he has guests coming into his room in pretty much his entire time on the ranch, and he's behaving as though it's making him miserable, but secretly he's really, really enjoying this. And this definitely demonstrates the amount of loneliness he experiences in his life. Also, the fact that Crooks is the only African American in the area, that isolates him, another signal of loneliness. This is similar to Curly's wife, who is the only woman on the ranch. They are both isolated, lonely characters, and that is really, really clear in this chapter. Curly's wife is again looking for Curly, even though right after she says, "Where's Curly?" she admits that she knows where he is. She says, "You think I don't know where they are? I know where they are." So we're not going to go through all of the quotes on the page. When you're doing your short responses, you are welcome to come back and look at these quotes. The next thing that we have is, I can get to it, broken dreams. Broken dreams come up a little more subtly in this chapter, but they come up again and again and again. The first place is the copy of the outdated California Civil Code that is on the floor in Crooks's room. It's very clear he's read this again and again and again. The fact that it's from 1905 and the book is set in the 1930s, we know it's old, which signals to us that this was an old dream that he must have had, and it was clearly broken since he is working on the ranch and not a lawyer. Then we have Crooks reflecting on the fact that all the migrant workers who come through the ranch all dream of owning land, just like George and Lenny dream of owning land. And he points out that they never achieve their dreams. Their dreams always end up being broken. Curly's wife very subtly reveals that she once had a dream of being an actress in the movies, or as she says, pictures. But she somehow ended up in her current situation. We don't yet know how she ended up here, but this is a hint that she has her own broken dream. Crooks withdraws his offer at the end of the chapter to work on the Dream Ranch with George, Lenny, and Candy because he realizes that as an African American, he feels unworthy. He doesn't think it's a realistic thing for him. He doesn't dare dream beyond what he has now, which is a job on the ranch. So again, he has in the middle of the chapter, he develops this new dream that is broken immediately within minutes of it developing. These examples of already broken dreams kind of hint to the reader or leave the reader wondering whether or not George and Lenny will achieve their own dreams, since so many people in this book have already had broken dreams. And the last motif is inequality. We see inequality at first with Crooks in his own room. This is segregation. Segregation is always a sign of inequality. Next, we have Curly's wife's presence always being rejected. Every time she shows up, the men assume she's being inappropriate. That's inequality, because the reason they assume she's being inappropriate is because she is a woman. If she was a man walking around trying to talk to people and his wife was home or somewhere else, nobody would say anything to him. It's because she is a woman. Curly's wife forces Candy, Crooks, and Lenny to face the reality that because they are socially lower than her word will always be trusted over theirs. Again, this shows the social inequality. They are below her on the social ladder, so if she were to tell a lie, everyone would believe her over them. Both of Crooks's dreams in the past of being a lawyer of some kind, and the very fleeting dream that happens during this conversation of him joining them on the Dream Ranch, the fact that both of those dreams break during this one small conversation, it demonstrates the inequality of the time, because that goes back to his race again. So here we have inequality and broken dreams kind of interacting through Crooks. Now, all four characters left on the ranch are victims of inequality